love to hear you play. Have a seat close to the microphone over there, if you would. You know, I meet many people who are just coming around to country music, and they see you and other people playing on the TNN shows, and they say to me, how come some of those guys play those guitars backwards? Because it looks like a guitar. Right. So what can you tell us about the difference between a guitar and what a dobro is? Because they look so similar.
I think when I don't have to explain this, I'll be very successful.
Yeah.
The reason that you play a dobro, this kind of dobro, on its side is because you have a metal bar in your left hand, like a steel player, and so it's kind of hard. It'd be kind of hard to hold this particular kind of bar around this way.
I see.
So you're pushing down on the strings
this actually makes the note, right?
That's the note. That's my fret.
Yeah.
That's like
it
a fret
moves
on
anywhere he wants to.
So it is in the guitar family. So
it is. It is,
okay,
and it was invented by 3 Czechoslovakian brothers in the early 20s in California. They immigrated to the United States, and they liked Hawaiian music, but they wanted it louder. So Czechoslovakia, it's an international instrument.
Well, why did you fall in love with the instrument?
My dad plays music and always had a band while I was growing up, and they didn't have a dobro player, and I heard Platt and Skaggs play live, you know, which was to me like hearing the Beatles at the time for me, and they had a dobro player named Uncle Josh Graves with them in their band at the time, and I just heard it, loved the sound of it, and saw it played, and that was it for me.
You were hooked, huh?
I had to do it, yeah.
Yeah. Well, now, I know you can't answer this question because it's not fair, so I'll ask Ricky, but why is Jerry considered one of the best?
Well, he just is. You know, and that's hard to, you know, it's hard to explain, but you know, Jerry has done with the dobro what people like Earl Scruggs have done with the banjo, and you know, there's many great, you know, Mark O'Connor and Stuart Duncan and those guys that have taken the fiddle and just perfected it so well that they've made it popular. They've made it, you know, so much fun to want to learn. Of course, you know, listening to Jerry, you think you could never learn what he does, but you know, I remember him when he was 15 years old, you know, and he's certainly not as good. He wasn't as good then as he is now, so I know a lot of practice has really helped.
Ricky played with me when no one else would.
Is that what it is? I know you two have been friends for a long time, but would you play with him when no one else would too?
No, oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I still will.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'll hang with him.
You know, we made a deal. He heard me play his dobro one time, and it was so bad when I played it, and I heard him play the fiddle. You know, I was playing fiddle a lot, and we made a truce, almost like a blood covenant. You know, I'd never pick up the dobro if he would never pick up the fiddle. And
That
so
bad, huh?
yeah, we
Not
swore.
in front of anybody.
Yeah.
Well, Ricky, tell him about the album.
Well, I wanted to ask Jerry. This has got to be like a labor of love. The great dobro sessions, and I noticed that you've got all your heroes on there: Mike Aldridge, Curtis Birch, Josh Graves, Rob Ikes. Yeah,
He's a new dobro player.
Okay, yeah, I'm not familiar with him. Cousin Oswald, Stacy Phillips, Tut Taylor. Of course, I know Tut. Sally Van Meter, I've heard her, and Gene Wooten. Gene's a great player, but
they're all great dobro players. And
I saw some footage on TNN where y'all had done some of that, and it looked like it was the best fun.
We had a blast. You know, to have that many dobros in one place is really odd, first of all.
Yeah, but, dropped a bomb there to kill all the dobro players in the world.
But we all love the instrument so much, and we did this record for Sugar Hill, and
We hold it
it was
up.
just it was something that I always wanted to do. And to get Bashful Brother Oswald, who played with Roy Acuff on the Opry for years, and for 55 years, he's played on the Opry.
Do you think that the dobro is becoming a more and more popular instrument, as it should be?
I think so. I think, you know, people hear it every day in all types of music, but they really don't know what it is. And they see it and they go, wow, what's that?
You know, and back a few years ago, Jerry and Mike Aldridge was about the only 2 dobro players that was really getting like session work, and so you rarely heard a dobro, and then you started hearing Jerry on everything. And then people just really wanted to start having that sound, you know, on their records. And
it's the instrument of the 90s.
Hey, there you go.
And one thing I really appreciate about Jerry is that he's done with this album here. He's really honored the pioneers of the dobro, people like, you know, Uncle Josh and cousin or brother Oswald. And I just I appreciate that about him, that he's cared enough to, to come down with his greatness of music, to come down and what we consider to play with people that, are so far away from his league of playing, but yet Jerry honored them to be able to play with them. I just felt that was great.
We all learn from each other.
Yeah. Well, we want to put you back to work. We're going to release you and let you go get set up with the wife because we want to hear some of this fancy-dancy finger picking that he's talking about. Now, this song is called The Star. Uh-oh.
I need to.
Yes.
What would happen if we didn't give him all the picks that he needed?
Oh, he would really be mad.
But is Jerry the type of guy that could make it work anyway, or do you have to have all of those things to make the dobro work?
Do you know what? You have to have all that to make it work.
Okay.
We were doing a show at Wolf Trap. I was doing one of my pick and party shows that we do. And,
that's good, too.
And, the bluegrass shows. And I had Jerry on it. And Jerry was playing, and all of a sudden, I mean, it's really hot. It was like 85 or 90 degrees at like 8 o'clock in the evening. It was so hot. And he was trying to play this solo, and I looked down, and it was just me and him. I was playing the fiddle, and he was playing the dobro, and I looked down, and he had just taken a pick and started to hit a note, and he went bing, just like that, a hit in the floor. And he just had finished the solo, and all these thoughts were running through my mind. Is there anything that I would really like to get even with Jerry about? Let me think now. Because to make him have to do a solo in front of 15,000 people, it would have embarrassed him so bad. So
you're so mean.
He owes me one.
Well, he has. I think all the picks on him. He's ready to go. This is the Whites and Jerry Douglas with The Star.